All right, welcome back. So we're on question 7. Question 7 says a surveyor needs to determine the distance between 2 points that lie on opposite banks of a river. The figure shows that 300 yards are measured along one bank. The angles from each of those line segments to a point on the opposite bank are 62 degrees and 53 degrees. Find the distance between A and B to the nearest tenth of a yard. Okay, so we need to find out what this is. So let's see. I have two angles and one side, and this isn't a right triangle. So I know either law of sines, law of cosines. Since it gives me two angles, one side, and I'm trying to find a side, then I am going to go for law of sines. So let me go ahead and write it down. So I have sine A over A, sine B over B, and sine C over C. Okay, so looking at my drawing, I have to pick which two I'm going to use, right? So let's see, let's finish filling this out. So my big A is on this side, so opposite will be my little a. Big C, little c. Big B, little b. Okay, so that helps us a little. We know for sure we have to use this one because we need our side C. So now it's either between sine A or sine B. Well, let's see. I don't have this angle, but I have this side. And I have this angle, but I don't have this side. So you have to think, what's easier to find in this triangle, a side or an angle? Well, if we remember, all the angles inside of a triangle will add up to 180, right? So all we have to do is add up our sides and subtract 180 from that, or subtract that from 180. So 62 plus 53 will give me 115, and 180 minus 115 will give me 65. So I know that this angle is 65. So now I have this one complete. So I know I'm going to use these two. So let's go ahead and fill in our information. So my sine of big B is 65. So sine of 65 over my little b, which is 300, is equal to sine of C, sine of 53, over my little c, which that's what I want to find out. So I'm going to go ahead and flip both of these fractions so I can make it a little easier to work with. So my 300 is going to be on top, my sine 65 on the bottom. And if that's what you went ahead and set up in the first place, then that was smart. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by sine of 53 to get rid of my denominator. But if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. So on the right, I'm left with C. And on the left, I'm left with sine of 53 times 300 over sine of 65. So if we put that in and we say sine of 53 times 300 times cosine of 65. That's going to give us 264.359. And we want it to the nearest tenth of a yard. So our answer is going to be 264.4. And that's what our side measures. 264.4.